What's up, guys? Good day. It's your boy here, Kamoto, and welcome to another episode of Kamoto Coffee Session by Team Kamoto. Alright, so this is actually our seventh episode for Kamoto Coffee Session. Of course, I just want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers that we have and to all of the new viewers that we have as well for every day. I'm gaining at least 20 to 30 subscribers every day from Kamoto Coffee Session, so I'm very thankful for all of you guys that is watching or who's watching all of my videos here on YouTube. Thank you. You really help me a lot. Okay. Alright, so for today's topic, let's talk about the common mistakes that we actually encounter or do during long ride trip. Okay, so it's important to talk about this topic because at least this will actually help you avoid those mistakes in the future if in case you're planning to do another long ride trip, especially at this season. It's actually March, it's summertime. You might actually go to the beach with your friends, so these mistakes are the things that you might want to consider not doing in the future. Okay, or you might want to avoid these mistakes in the near future. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the first one. So the first one is bringing too much stuff or bringing too much things that you don't actually need, especially if you were doing a long ride trip. So what can I say about this? I would say make sure your things are, make sure that the things that you'll be bringing is actually the things that you will be needing during your long ride trip, because it's actually really hard for you to bring too much stuff, especially if you're riding a motorcycle. So you might want to make a list of all of these things that you really need, because need is actually different from the things that you actually want to bring. So you might want to think about that. It's actually a special advice that I can give. So yeah, that's the first thing. So second is no concrete plan. When you are doing a long ride trip with a motorcycle, it's very, very important for you to make a plan before you go to the long ride trip. Why is it important? It's because if you go to a location and if you ride your motorcycle, you might tend to forget about things. So without an itinerary, it's gonna be it's not gonna be a good trip for you. You might actually encounter wasting gas, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. Might be wasting some money as well, buying stuff that you don't actually need, going to places that you don't really need to go to. So if you're actually going on a long ride trip, make sure that you create your itinerary, especially with your finances as well. You might want to make sure that all of the things that you'll be buying is the things that you will be needing during the long ride trip as well. Okay, so the third one is very, very common nowadays, especially for newbie riders as well. No map. This is very common. I experienced this a lot. I would say 3 times. Especially when I was a newbie rider. This happened to me 2018 when I bought my motorcycle, Raider 150 Fi. I went to Baguio with my friend, or ex-girlfriend I would say. I went to Baguio. I don't have any map, so the travel time should be around 6 to 8 hours only. But what happened to me is that because I don't have a map, it took me 12 hours to get there. Why did it took me 12 hours to get there? It's because there's a lot of stop and go situation. I tend to like stop at a location and then asking for routes or on how to get to Baguio or something like that. I stop at least 12 to 20 times during the trip, so it took me a while to get to Baguio. Imagine the extension of my trip. Instead of 8 hours, it took me 12 hours to get there. So you might want to make sure that you bring your own map. If you're riding a motorcycle, what you actually need is a Google map. That's actually very useful, especially here in the Philippines. We also have another map, which is actually Waze. Everything that I'm saying is actually an online application. So your cell phone is very useful for creating a map or using a map. Okay. And what you need to do there is to also install a motorcycle phone holder. What I can recommend is actually the Moto Wolf phone holder. I've been using Moto Wolf phone holder for almost 2 years now, and it's very useful because you can just simply install your phone. And what's good thing about my phone holder is that there's actually an installed or it includes a motorcycle charger, so you can actually charge your phone during your trip. Okay, it's also very useful to use an offline map as well, wherein you don't need to use a data or mobile data, because if you're riding your motorcycle, there are times that you might run into a location that doesn't have any signal. So you don't want to have that happen to you. So to avoid that, make sure you upload or install an offline map to your cell phone. Okay. All right. So we've already discussed 3 things, which is very common, or 3 common mistakes during long ride trip that you might actually want to avoid in the near future. So the fourth would be motorcycle checkup. This is very common as well because this tend to happen to us, to all of us, especially if we are very excited on or before the long ride trip, especially if you're riding with your friends. Okay, so what's the importance of motorcycle checkup? This will actually help you avoid hassle on the road with your motorcycle, especially if you are gonna be going around 250 kilometer ride. It's too far. I would say that's around 6 to 8 hours ride in total. So it's very important that you go to a motorcycle shop to have your motorcycle checked. So it's very important for you to go to a motorcycle shop first to have your motorcycle checked. That way we can at least make sure that the motorcycle is on a good condition before you ride the motorcycle on the road. Okay, you don't want to ride the motorcycle and then suddenly the bike will just die on the road, and it's really hard to get some help, especially if it's nighttime. So make sure to have your motorcycle checked first before riding it for a long ride. Okay, and the 5th mistake, common, not enough sleep. Oh, come on, we all get experience this a lot. Not enough sleep. This tend to happen, especially again if we are very excited. Let's say you and your friends plan the ride 24 hours prior to the ride date. So if you're actually going to a very beautiful place, if it's gonna be a ride for tomorrow, then make sure you actually allot a time for you to get enough sleep. Okay. So those are the things on my list for common mistakes that you might want to avoid when you are going to a long ride motorcycle or long ride for motorcycle. Okay, so again, thank you so much for viewing this vlog. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, make sure to consider subscribing to my YouTube page. I actually post a lot of videos every week, so I hope those videos might be, or I'm hoping that one of those videos might actually help you, especially if you are a newbie rider. So yeah, we have the subscribe button below. You might want to consider clicking it, and also the bell button as well. Okay? Alright, again, thank you so much. Again, this is your boy Kamoto, and always ride safe. Peace out.